Hi everyone, this is very interesting video because it was supposed to be an 8S video with this Sebart Avanti, but it's called no 8S video but it's gonna be about other stuff which is very interesting. But coming back to the 8S, I flew it on the 8S around 200 amps. It was fast. Level flight was easily 240 kilometers per hour without any diving, and with little diving I clocked 290 kilometers per hour, which was a lot. But the rotor of the EDF was not really balanced, so we decided not to film it. So it was whining a little bit like a vacuum cleaner. I didn't enjoy it so much. And after the second flight, the ESC, not in the air, on ground, just maybe 2 minutes after flight, the ESC failed and the plane caught fire, this one. But luckily I managed to open the screw and disconnect batteries, and there was smoke everywhere, and it smoked inside a little bit, and the high current burned a hole in the ESC like this big. It was a hole through the ESC. And very strangely, because this ESC was 8S ESC up to 300 amps, so it was supposed to hold up, but it didn't. So I'm giving up the 8S high current setup, but I am preparing. So today we fly on the normal 6S, just a mellow flight, and we'll test this cheater holes covered, like now it's covered with the transparent film, and then another flight with this uncovered to see the difference in sound and difference in speed. I tested it already previously, and it was faster with the cheater holes. I just remind you that I have my EDF here to balance heavy batteries, but now I am flying only on 2 batteries, so it's not really necessary, but I keep it here. And one of you asked in comments, how did I fix it here? I just fixed it with the old good super glue, with the CA glue. I just glued it to the plane and that's it. And then when I want to remove it, I stick it off, because the super glue doesn't really, the CA glue doesn't really stick to the plane. I'm going back to the strong setup, and I prepared something extra. This is the 12S setup that I was, the drive that I was using in previous videos, which was generating around 5 kilowatts, then by the end of the flight around 4 kilowatts, which was nice. But I got from French store Turbines RC a set of impellers. This is a 90, I got also 100 and 120, and which is what is nice about this impeller. Of course it balances easy because it's balanced already, but which is very nice, yeah, you can balance it yourself. You can see there is glue underneath, so it's not only drilled but it's also glued, so it's easy to balance because there is a ridge. But I'm going to put this impeller on my motor, which is 1400 kV on 12S. And this is going to be a monster setup, because it's going to be easily 6 kilowatts. So way above 150 amps on 12S, maybe a little bit more. And this is going to be very, very fast setup. So I'm expecting really 300 kilometers per hour speeds on the Avanti. If it doesn't break, I think it's worth to change the rod, the spar that is holding wings, because it's quite soft, and I have carbon buttons, so I will change it because I don't want this to fold in the air with the speeds. But this is interesting, and I recommend to everyone this shop, Turbines RC from France, because the service is excellent. They really work fast. When you order a part on Monday, on Tuesday it's in your house all around Europe. It's super fast, so it's a nice shop. So this is gonna be interesting setup, very strong and very fast. They say that this is able to withstand even 70,000 RPM. So I'm not worried about EDF exploding. I will of course put a bigger heatsink because I was flying without heatsink. I will put a big heatsink on the motor because it will heat up. These are the 150 amps connectors. This is the actually, I think these are the XT 150, very strong bullet connectors. Okay, so this is news for next flights. And which is interesting, this is a maiden flight for me on the new radio FrSky Horus X10 Express from the new lineup with the Express word on it. It means that it works in a new protocol with receivers called Archer series from FrSky, and this setup gives you almost double the range of the original Taranis and original FrSky systems, which was already excellent. So I'm very looking forward to try this. And besides that, the firmware is OpenTX, so it's exactly like on my jumper. Only the radio is heavier. It looks nice, and it gives me possibility to use the new Archer lineup of receivers, which is nice because they're just new generation of equipment, which is nice. And especially here because we are flying this airfield in Warsaw in Poland. It's within the city, so we have more and more GSM antennas, more and more Wi-Fi's around, and more pilots complain about losing signal or some interferences in the air because the city is growing. And before we move out from this airfield, it's good to be ahead of the curve. So I got this radio, and I'm looking forward to the reliability of this link with the model. So it's interesting, and that's it. The jumper was very faithful. Was very good radio. I really enjoyed it, and it never failed on me. So I liked it. I'm selling it now, but now I'm gonna use this one. Okay. So enough talking, let's test the cheater holes and fly on the 6S, and the next flights will be on the 12S super high power application. And the build of the Odyssey from Top Model RC is progressing. Maybe we'll do a video, but I like to build slowly, so maybe we won't do a video, I don't know. But I already have every part I need, so it's coming up. So maybe during the winter you will see the maiden flight of the Odyssey 2.3 meters. I counted it. It's gonna be, the airframe is 7 kilos, so it's kind of light, and ready to fly with batteries will be 14 kilograms, so kind of heavy EDF. And it's going to be EDF, not turbine, not the kerosene turbine. And the first setup I'm preparing, it's 10 kilowatts, 12 kilograms of thrust, so it should fly super nice and super fast. I think level flight way above 250 kilometers per hour. Interesting. Okay, enough talking, let's fly. Przegrzał się. So this was the shortest flight ever. It will be a nice video, 8 minutes talking and 30 seconds flying. But the last ESC, it was a very strong one, it burned. And I didn't have the replacement ESC, so I've put 60 amp ESC YEP from HobbyKing, 60 amp ESC, and I glued on it a very big radiator heatsink. And I hoped that today will be enough, because today it's 3 degrees, it's very cold, but it wasn't. And mid-flight, just after takeoff and the first turn, the ESC failsafe kicked in, heat protection, and already passing by here, the motor died, it didn't work. So I just managed to turn at the end of the runway and land on the deeper grass, so I don't have to, I won't destroy anything, because it was not enough energy for me to make the whole turn and land on the runway. But nothing happened, nothing broke. I'm pleased. So it means no flying on 6S, and we go directly to 12S and the strong setup. So I hope you can wait a few days more for next video with the super strong setup, and that's it. Unfortunately, we are not using this beautiful day, sunny day, so maybe at least I'll mow the lawn, you know, I'll cut the grass today on the runway. Okay, thank you so much, and see you next time.